Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Limitless Studios TV. This is episode 48. As always, we're going to start off with a little info stuff. So if you haven't already checked it out, head on over to www.limitless-studios.com. That's our website. Then click the little link in the middle that says forum. Go register there and post. Like I said a couple episodes ago, that we need people to rate the mixes in the mix advice section. So if you're on the forum, definitely try to do that if you can. It really helps us out. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for the intro here.
All right, so a few weeks ago we did the Fast Track Ultra review that you got, and so and a long time ago we did a Fast Track Pro unboxing that I got.
Yeah, that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, so today I'm just going to go over some things that have been working out really good, and a couple things that could be changed. I guess I'll do the negative things first, just because, that's easier to do, because there's not too many of them. First thing is, on Windows Vista 64-bit, every once in a while it likes to give you like these little crackle things, and then it goes away, and then it'll crackle again. But if I found that if you go up to your device properties, and you just change the input, like it has 4 inputs. It has Fast Track Pro input 1, 2, SPDIF 1 and SPDIF 2. If you change that to, it's like instead of having Fast Track 1 and 2, change it to Fast Track 1 and 2 and SPDIF 3 and 4. So you can keep on changing that back and forth, and that'll get rid of your little crackle problem. For some reason, I've looked on forums and things, and they say that that's only a 64-bit driver issue, so if you're working with 32-bit Vista or XP or something like that, then that shouldn't be a problem. That's only in the 64-bit driver. Another thing that's a little bit of a negative, which is also on the Fast Track Ultra, is the preamps really aren't that powerful.
Yeah.
Like me trying to do daily tips and things, I pretty much have to turn it all the way up to drive a small diaphragm condenser microphone.
Yeah, and actually these mics that we're talking into right now,
that's true.
They're all the way up as well.
Yeah, so the preamp is not the greatest for driving things hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you have something like an SM7B that needs to be driven ridiculously hard, you're going to need an external preamp to do that. Or if, like, for super low, mellow, clean vocals or something like that, you're going to want an external preamp to drive that. It does have phantom power built in. Phantom power works fine, and it runs off of the USB power. It's USB 1.1, right? Yeah. It's not 2 because it doesn't have more
4
than
preamps.
Yeah. I haven't tried the SPDIF because I don't have anything to try the SPDIF with.
Yeah.
But SPDIF is 1 input, 1 digital input, gives you 2 tracks. Certain preamps like the
Arch MPA Gold.
yeah, the
digital
version, because that one's $400, and then the analog version is $300.
Yeah.
But the digital version has an SPDIF out, and it's 2 channels, so you can get 2 more inputs using that preamp. And then there's a lot of other preamps that have
digital output as well.
Yeah, but we haven't tried that. We would like to try that, so if you have an MPA Gold to send us, email us.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not going to happen. So the positive stuff, I haven't had any issues with clarity. The clarity is always there. I have found that running, I've checked it with the mic, the difference between the line and the instrument, and the line sounds better when you're using a mic, I've found. I've tried it both ways, but the line seems to sound better when using the microphone or miking an amp. The DI tracks, as we've said before, if you're recording the DIs for guitar, the instruments, they sound okay. Not as good as a dedicated DI box, but they work much better than a line input, like on a mixer or something like that.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. Other stuff is it's great for like traveling and stuff like that because it runs off the USB power. So if you take it to some remote location where you want to record, audio for like, a movie or something like that, or you have a gig outside and you don't have power, something, you're running battery powered PA systems, which they actually make. Then this would be great because you can have your laptop running off battery power. Then the Fast Track is running off your USB power, and you can push phantom power through the USB jack, which I still haven't quite figured out how they get enough power out of the USB in order to power phantom power, because they have dedicated phantom power boxes that plug into the wall. I mean, these things are huge and expensive, so it's pretty cool how they got enough power to power phantom condenser microphones from the little bitty USB jack.
Yeah, and it's the full 48 volts too.
Yeah, it's full 48 volt phantom power for all your condenser microphones and tube microphones and all that other stuff. Other things, not too much else that has been covered in the Fast Track Ultra review already. MIDI, I've been using the MIDI constantly. Works awesome. 16 in, 16 out of MIDI. Use it with Superior Drummer, all kinds of things. Hooked it up to a MIDI keyboard. The latency is pretty much zero as far as I'm concerned. And drums are you can tell any kind of latency. You can tell when you're playing drums. But I've got 3 or 4 tracks playing while recording drums, while monitoring the drums, while recording a Daily Tip video that I did a while ago, and the latency was just perfect. So in that regard, it's awesome for drum monitoring and monitoring in general. Even running a few effects, not too many, but a few, will still allow you to, like I was running a limiter on the master track and things like that. Still, the latency was pretty much zero. So the MIDI works great. Haven't used the MIDI output because I don't have anything to run the MIDI output of the Fast Track into, but the input works fine. So I think that's pretty much it for my overall review. I would highly recommend it. I got it for $134. Yeah, $134. And if you want to get that price, you can email us at contact@limitless-studios.com.
Yeah, or you can send us a YouTube message.
Yeah.
Any way of contacting us. Just make sure you're in the U.S. because it will not work for international viewers. So
yeah, unfortunately,
sorry about that.
Z-Sounds doesn't ship to countries abroad.
Yeah.
They're only United States.
Mm-hmm.
So highly recommended. The only thing is the 64-bit driver. Hopefully they fix that in an upcoming update. I haven't tried it with Pro Tools, but I assume it works fine because the Fast Track Ultra works fine with Pro Tools.
Yep.
Yeah, great price, $130 something I got it for, and
it's a nice cheap Pro Tools compatible interface. So
yeah, which a lot of people look for.
Yeah, if you're looking for Pro Tools, you don't need something big. A good interface for you.
All right, so I think that's going to be it.
Yep.
For this review of said product. If you have any, requests and suggestions, there's a request thing on the forum topic.
Yep.
You can post your suggestions for new videos there. Daily Tips still will be coming out sooner than later. Still haven't gotten to too many yet.
Yeah.
But they will be coming shortly. And leave comments for Daily Tips in that same request section, or you can leave us a comment.
Yep.
Those are for shorter videos, not like how to record guitar.
Yeah.
And that's a full video, which we are going to redo.
Yeah, we're going to do another one sometime this summer. Don't know when exactly yet, but it should be good, and it'll probably be fairly long. So.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, somewhere under there.
All right, so and make sure to check out the live streams on Fridays and Sundays. Fridays around 7 o'clock Eastern Time, p.m., and Sundays around 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to live.limitless-studios.com to check that out at those times, and we can answer your questions directly. You post them in the chat room, and we see them, and we will answer them. So that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of us and the quickest.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be it for this week's episode.
All right.
And we will see you again in episode 49, almost on 50, of Limitless Studios TV. So we will see you then.